focus on that.
The only tired I was tired of giving in. That was a quote that Rosa Parks used to describe how frustrated she was when she was talking about the Jim Crow laws. Today, I'm going to share with you about the segregation and how it impacted our lives today. I found this information from history.com, encyclopedia.com, and tshaonline.org. We are going to talk about how the Jim Crow laws started, what the consequences were of breaking these laws, and how the blacks managed to take action against their segregation. First, let's talk about the beginning of the Jim Crow laws. The Jim Crow laws were racial laws that required separation between whites and blacks. The laws began in 1880 and ended in 1965. Blacks and whites were not allowed to attend the same schools, the same churches, or even drink out of the same water fountains. Blacks were also not allowed to perform certain activities, such as voting. In the 1830s, a white actor, Thomas Dartmouth, Daddy Rice, rose to fame when he performed an imitation of the fictional Jim Crow, who was known as to be a clumsy African-American slave. Rice stated that he spotted an elderly African-American man singing a song titled Jump, Jim Crow in the state of Kentucky. After performing the act, it became a hit, and Jim Crow became a degrading term for blacks. Later on, the popularity of Jim Crow died out, but when the 1900s rolled around, the whites used the term for anti-black laws. Next, we are going to discuss about what the consequences are about breaking the Jim Crow laws. If anyone broke these laws, then they would have to face serious jail time. They would also have to be lynched. But lynching was very rare in 1968. There were over 4,000 public lynchings. An average number of lynchings a year were 55. Oftentimes, you could get burned for violating the Jim Crow laws. The lynch mobs would mostly punish black men because of rapings of white women. Oftentimes, if a black man asks a white woman out or even speaks to her, he would be accused for rape. In 1930, a group of well-known women formed a group called Association of Southern Women for the Prevention of Lynching by Jesse Daniel Ames in Atlanta, Georgia. These women wanted to reach a goal of preventing lynching by reaching Southern white females about the causes of it. They used reports, pamphlets, and meetings that support anti-lynchings of African Americans. The ASWPL decided not to allow black women to join because the leaders believed that white women could convince other white women that lynching wasn't acceptable. The public declaration of the association raised awareness of not only the people of the Southern, but also in other areas in the United States. The awareness caused the number of lynchings to decrease. In 1942, the group ended its activities and returned back to the Commission on Interracial Cooperation. Finally, we will discuss about how the blacks managed to end the laws of segregation. Rosa Parks joined the NAACP in 1943, which is an organization that the African Americans created to stand up to racism. In 1955, Rosa Parks went on the city bus. As a larger amount of Caucasian passengers boarded the bus, Parks was demanded to move to the row behind her. That was when she was finally fed up with the laws and refused to give up her seat for a white passenger. Infuriated by Park's refusal, the bus driver reported her to the police. 3 days after the city bus incident, the blacks planned for a one-day boycott of the Montgomery city buses. Parks was on trial the next day, which was on the same day as the boycott. However, the boycott was a huge success. A large number of blacks decided to join in. That was when the Montgomery Improvement Association was founded and Martin Luther King was elected as the president of the association. Eventually, the association extended the boycott, and African Americans decided to work to avoid city buses until the middle of December in 1956. The U.S. Supreme Court then decided to prohibit the laws of segregated seating in buses. In summary, the purpose of the speech was to inform you about segregation. We discussed about how the segregation began, how blacks became punished for breaking the laws, and how they managed to end the discrimination. I hope that this speech helped you have a better understanding about what blacks had to go through. Thank you for listening.